Our next to last question comes from T'Challa's Wicked Left. These names are wild. These names are wild. T'Challa's Wicked Left. And they write, I'm doing a tournament of white movie martial artists. And I want to know, who do you think would win between Chuck Norris, Van Damme, Scott Adkins, Steven Seagal, Benny Urquidez, Dolph Lundgren, David Carradine, and Jeff Speakman? No pressure. I'll wait for your answer. Oh, my Lord. What do you guys come up with these questions? Is freaking hilarious. First of all, doing a tournament of white movie martial artists, that's wild. I'm only going to assume at some point you're going to send me the same question with black movie martial artists. So I think that's hey, do you, but that's wild. All right, let's start there. Man, let's look at the list. This is crazy. Okay, can I say something? No disrespect to your question. I don't mean to jump all over you, but David Carradine, quit playing with me. Quit. First of all, right off the bat, he comes off the list. He comes off the list. David Carradine couldn't beat Cub in a one-on-one match. So let's start there. All right, let's start there. So we taking him off the list. Yeah, right? And I also want to tell you all that movie actors or movie martial artists are not always the same as actual martial artists who could, in a street fight, could whoop some ass, or in a tournament could really whoop some ass. Because real talk, if I'm being really honest with this list, Benny Urquidez is the baddest person on this list, right? In my personal opinion. That's that. I'm talking about someone who is a proven fighter and has tournament champion wins. So let's go there. Chuck Norris too. Don't sleep on Chuck. I know y'all thinking, that's Chuck. He's in the movies. He had the little corny TV show and all that stuff. No. I'm keeping it a buck. Chuck got game. Don't sleep on Chuck. But for me, Benny Urquidez. But we can go through the list. We can go through it. Look, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. As far as his movies and in the 80s and everything and what he was able to do, I love Van Damme. But he had one kick. Jump spinning back kick. Not jump spinning, a jump spinning. To me, and he could do splits, right? And he had muscles from Brussels. And I know he was eye candy. I distinctly remember going to the movie theater and watching him do the splits during the movie Bloodsport, when he was, doing splits and he was training and meditating there, and all the women, I'll never forget it. I get it. All right. But I do enjoy his movies for what they were, particularly like Bloodsport. I actually like Universal Soldier. Movies like that. I mean, I dig Van. Time Cop is dope too. Don't sleep on Time Cop. But anyway, as far as fighting is concerned, I honestly, I've heard stories. People say that he said he's won championships. I don't think it's documented anywhere. I could be wrong. I don't think in a real fight with some of these other guys, I'm not sure. Okay, so Chuck Norris, absolutely proven tough, right? Despite what you saw him when he fought Bruce Lee, despite what you think of him in some of his movies, missing in action and what have you, Chuck is the man. Chuck can fight. Scott Adkins of the New Age dudes, come on, man, quit playing with me. His tricking, his speed. Scott Adkins is the truth, bro. Scott Adkins is the truth. Love seeing him. Love seeing him in the Undisputed movies, particularly 2 and 3, right? Yeah, Scott Adkins, bro, quit playing. Steven Seagal, nah, come on, man, nah. Maybe when he was younger, Sure, if he could get his hands on you, if he could get his hands on you. But some people, some of us, we know how to fight from the outside. I'm not gonna let him get that close, right? So I mean, Steven Seagal, I can't. I'm sorry. I don't think that he would win. And then, I'm assuming again, you put this in a tournament, so that means that you have them in brackets, and that would depend on who's in what bracket. So are you putting Seagal in the bracket against Van Damme? That a lot of that has to do with that. So I'm basically what I'm doing is I'm just giving you my opinions about who could fight. As far as a bracket, you should have sent me a image of the bracket, so then I could say, okay, this one against this one against this one. Then I can give you a more detailed breakdown. Right now, I'm just telling you what I think as far as overall skill. I already told you all about Benny, the Jet. Say no more, bro. Say no more. Dolph Lundgren, I heard that he's dope. I've actually never seen him do anything outside of a movie, but I heard that he's dope. I think he's slow. He looks slow to me. He certainly doesn't look faster than I used to be. And he's long. He got reach, but he's lanky. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I like the guy. I like his movies, right? Also was in Universal Soldier, played against Van Damme. Obviously the Rocky movies. I like the movie he did with Bruce Lee's son, Brandon. I think it's entertaining. Showdown in Little Tokyo. But I think he's a tad slow. That's my opinion. Please, I hope I'm not someday in Los Angeles and he roll up on me like, hey, you want to fight? Again, David Carradine, quit playing with me. Now, Jeff Speakman, he didn't get a lot of tick. But I heard that he was legit. That's what I heard. I heard that he was legit. I've seen the movie The Perfect Weapon. I saw the speed. I was impressed. But it also is a movie. But I heard outside of the movie, I heard that he was legit. So that's how I feel about all of them and their fighting prowess. For me, if I'm being honest, it's a three-way tie. It comes down to who's fighting who, right? Chuck Norris and Benny the Jet are champions, have belts, and fought some of the biggest names in the tournament circuits. If they're fighting each other, I gotta give the nod to Benny. Scott Atkins, that will be the third person in the three-way tie. So it'll be Chuck Norris, Scott Atkins, and Benny. I've never seen Scott fight anything outside of a movie. So for that reason, I had to eliminate him. I would like to know what he's done outside of movies as he fought. Because like I said, there's a difference between choreographed fights in a movie versus actual fighting tournament style, which is what I assume T'Challa's Wicked Left. I'm assuming that's what you meant when you sent this email in. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna put Benny the Jet over all of these guys. That's ultimately what I'm gonna do. Again, I know you all are gonna disagree with me. I know there are gonna be people who are gonna have theirs and have maybe even some names that's not on this list. I'm only going off of what was put in front of me. But I love the discussion because I think that it's a worthwhile discussion. Fantasizing who would beat who in a competition. I always thought to myself, I would love to see Donnie Yen fight Bruce Lee. Right? It's great for conversation. So I appreciate the question. My answer out of all of these guys, I think Benny would whoop all of these guys' ass. I believe that in my heart and soul. So that's what I think. What do you think? Who do you think in a white boy competition? Who do you think in a white boy competition would win between Chuck Norris, Van Damme, Scott Atkins, Steven Seagal, Benny Urquidez, Dolph Lundgren, David Carradine, and Jeff Speakman? Comment below and let us know. And let's move on to our final question of the day. Let's go.